Infernal Shrines, we are in the final match, everybody. The Enjoyers are going up against Juan Direction. It's the last chance qualifier. Infernal Shrines, our first map in the best of 3 series. The winner moves on to the final phase of the tournament, to the playoffs. The loser drops out. Now again, right from the start, I already want to apologize. The problem with the desync during the game has not been solved yet. We're still on that same day. As I said, my next step is going to be to reinstall Heroes of the Storm, because apparently only Heroes has that issue right now. Some people haven't even noticed yet, for some it's more noticeable than for others, but either way, if you're encountering that problem, I'm sorry, it's just what it is for now, working on it. As we're going into this one though, again a quick reminder, we have no actual draft rules in this tournament, so you can just draft whatever you want. There's no limitations as to how often a hero can be drafted per series. There's no pre-bans, there's no bounties or anything. This is just a vanilla tournament hosted on the NA server, so we're catering with this a bit more towards the NA crowd. Also later starting times to make it easier for the NA players to participate in it. And this match is going to determine the final team for the playoffs. 6 teams in total is what we're going to have in the playoffs. 5 have already been decided on. We have currently 4 North American teams and 1 European team, and now we have NA and EU battling it out for the final slot here. Hogan Blaze banned, Infernal, of course, great map for those 2 heroes, and our first pick is Brightwing, Fruit Fly in action. Juan Direction. They struggle a bit. Squeal Team 6 in the winners match looked fantastic. They looked really strong, had a great showing, and absolutely crushed them. Especially on the second map, I think right from the middle of the game, they just had them in a chokehold. They never really let go. They applied pressure continuously and were able to crack them. So now we get Hanzo and we get Malfurion as our first 2 picks for the blue team, as they're trying to get back in. And by the way, just in general, quick shout out to both of the teams here, all that participated, because we had a pretty smooth run of the tournament. Teams were deciding maps insanely quickly, games were hosted super fast, and in addition to that, we also had them adjust the sides. Having some struggles on the European server with a lot of the teams that are participating in the tournaments there, I gotta say, this was a very pleasant experience. This was very nice. So I hope that this transfers over into the playoffs, but yeah, that's actually real fun. So shout out to all of the players that participated here in case that they're watching this. So yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for making it easy. Diablo and Falstad is what we're getting now. And, well, final few bans here. Diablo is something that Juan Direction had some negative experience with on the last one. It's kind of Porky's go-to. And when they played against Squeal Team 6, he's been using Dibbles over and over again against them. And it was always an opening kill. It was the same kill every time against Nathanado. So I believe in the potential 5-man battle in the mid lane on Infernal Shrines, it's just going to stay all the way in the back. He's going to stay all the way in the back and be like, yeah, I'm not doing anything here, guys. I'm sick and tired of pulling a Lauber in the first minute, so yeah, I'm not going to do that. So, final ban, Zeratul. They have false stats that they don't want to duel with him. Interestingly enough, they are still totally fine with Genji, I suppose. So, they're just sitting there saying like, yeah, well, we don't want to deal with Zeratul, but if you want to go for both of the Shimada brothers and add Genji into the mix as well, be my guest. It's kind of surprising also that Chromie isn't banned. I mean, the Enjoyers have been playing with Chromie basically every chance that they got. So I wouldn't pass it Alvarez to lock her in again. She's not banned, so she's still available. Good front line with a lot of wave clear also now on the blue team side. Johanna plus Leoric for Infernal is great. But are we getting Chromie, or what else are we getting for ours? Gul'dan, fair enough. A bit more wave clear. Gets Gul'dan. And Sonya next to Diablo. That leaves us with Genji. They go Shimadas. After Zeratul was banned, he was one of the obvious choices. Infernal Shrines, everybody. Map number 1, the final match at the last chance qualifier for HGC 2024. First game, Infernal Shrines. On the left, we got Juan Pablo for Juan Direction with Hanzo. Coffee on Leoric. We got Nathanados on Genji. Red on Johanna. And a Shredded Wind on Malfurion. What is Shredded Wind, by the way? Shredding Wind I maybe get, but Shredded Wind makes 0 sense to me. Enjoyers on the right with Richu and Sonya. We got Lavakal on Brightwing. Itrax on Falstad. Arion is playing Diablo, going into the Devil's Due on level 1. And we get Gul'dan, played by Alvaros, going into Echoed Corruption and comboing that off, of course, with Runa's Affliction later, always assuming also that he is going to be able to complete that quest quickly enough. But, yep, off to a decent start here. So, a couple of stacks for boy Gul'dan as he is locking that in. And what else can they do now? Are we going to get that 5-man skirmish? Nathanael is already sitting on the right side here. Like, alright boys, let's go, let's make some plays. But he's not willing to overly commit, and probably for a good reason. His past experiences going up against Diablo and that 5-man early game fight haven't really been too pleasant. Leo's moving out here too. Sonya's gonna try and look for the spin to win. The Europeans obviously with a bit of a ping disadvantage since they're playing cross-server here. But they've also almost... No, he dies again! No! Nathanatos, not like this! Oh, he avoided the fight in the middle just to die at the top. I start to feel a bit bad for him. And also, I believe he died before the 1 minute mark, so pulling a Lauber once more. I guess at this point, it's not a One Direction game if he doesn't die early on. But the man is unlucky. He's definitely having some troubles here. Now the camps are obviously being taken. We have on each side the Khazra camp claimed. There's still the one in the middle at the bottom of the map that they could go for. Nobody is making a move yet, but the European team opened the game up with a first kill. So yeah. Sonya now moving towards the top too. Going for the spin to win here down at the bottom of the map. The Enjoyers have now started up on the camp and are going to try and take this one here. Sonya actually not with spin to win. Not bad. Just going full slam on this one. We have her with Furious Blow on level 1 and then the Shattered Ground. As Gul'dan goes for a drain. He was actually in trouble. Alvarez was very close to dying. Brightwing is now helping out too. They're keeping everybody busy here. Falster is still sitting in the middle. Genji rotated, but he didn't rotate to the bottom of the map. Instead went top to apply additional pressure to Sonya, who's still soloing here against Leoric, of course. And there's a little bit of spin to win action regardless of the build by Richu as they're all getting ready for the objective, which gets announced now. It's a top lane objective. Over on the left side we see the same play being made. So yep, everybody is just starting to make sure that they're gonna have a little bit of an assist there towards the top. So Genji sitting tight, has to be very careful now. This is not the moment to die. This is not the moment to try and be a hero here. Just wait a little bit until everybody else is also ready, until your teammates have taken the camp, but that's about it. So, yeah. And let's slowly go here. 1 kill to 0 is all that we have. But an early position and the only global for the red team. So they get position on the shrine. Start up with the first few minion stacks. They have Falstad at the bottom, who quickly gets attacked by Genji. Birdie should still be able to get away here. Could fly in, but the idea of Falstad sitting on the side lane is of course to give his team level 7 and the level 7 talent, so a lead for this, but they're already on 28 stacks. I mean, damn. 28 stacks is a lot in that situation. A hell of a lot. So, yeah, that is looking very good. The first objective is definitely going to go to the European team. And the air is starting to get a little bit thinner. And experience is not a problem yet, but this is... Currently, there's one team calling the shots, and that is clearly the red team. Can always change, but they're now breaking through that wall. I don't think they can get the fort or anything crazy like that. Gul'dan would actually welcome a few more fights. It's only on 10 stacks right now, so of course would like a few more. The wall has been destroyed, but the fort itself hasn't taken too much damage. And this is going to be the play that we're seeing over. We're going to see over and over again. Genji loves chicken wings. He's going to go for Falstad and trying to take him down. Itrax in this case is able to get away, so doesn't fall for any of this. But yeah, Gul'dan gets targeted again. Good root on the ground. Brightwing assisting. They're trying to go for Leoric. Might even be able to take him on. And Gul'dan survives for a long time, but not for the entire fight. He dies and so does Brightwing. So both of them fall. And yep, that is a bit nasty. 2 kills to 1. This is the chance to maybe also destroy a wall at the top. So coming in with a quick move against that. Oh, Diablo. Trying to go for another Nados again. Falstad sees a chance. Genji needs healing, but he still has a shield. The drain against Falstad, and they could then get a kill. That's a nice one. We have the lead for the blue team now, so after they initially lost the first objective, they now have a half-level lead that they can try and exploit here. The party is continuing at the top side forward, as the red team has 3 in position to maybe dish out some damage. Not too much though. You can't really do a whole lot with this. Down at the bottom of the map, we still are now Juan Pablo. We got Shredded Wind taking another camp. So slowly and steadily, the blue team is starting to take a bit of map control. They're taking a lot more of the mercenary camps. They're starting to apply pressure against False at the top again. They have the early level 10 ability and could try and force a fight around it. Leo has actually attempted to do exactly that with an Entomb, but the top lane battle hasn't really been working out for them. So they weren't quite able to force it. And since 10 is super close for the European team as well, they should be able to fight on even footing. Well, the arrow missing, and yeah, that one goes straight to Florida, if my sense of direction is any indication here. Where is Infernal Shrines? Again, doesn't matter. So yeah, if you're living there, duck. Leap for Sonya. So they go Leap and they go Apocalypse. Could chain some of those stuns. No Wrath of the Berserker, but at level 7 still Battle Rage for Sonya. And I want to again stress that with Falstad, as long as Genji isn't able to farm him, that global could make the difference in the late game. If you have a global, you can always control the side lanes. Leo gets attacked and will have to ghost out, but they want that kill and they get the kill. They should get the kill. Yep, and there it is. Sonya missing the spear made it a bit questionable for just a second, but they were still able to get the damage out. So now they could try and force a 4 versus 5. Leap on Malfurion. That would be the best thing for them. Shrine is activating in 3 seconds, and this time the blue team has the better position. And they are trying to steal this. Sonya, is she in range? Yep. Are we going to see a leap? Camp is already taken. And leap is still ready. And she misses it completely. And doesn't get anything. So, yeah. It would be a shame if anybody clipped that. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Oh. And Sonya. Yeah, that did absolutely nothing for them. That did absolutely nothing. So, 2 kills to 2. Shrine fight is on. Slight lead for the blue team now, as they're trying to take it here. But yeah, top side gets value. This is actually a good one. This is going to potentially take the fort out, or at least damage it. So, the Enjoyers. Sonya is going to have her leap up another 10 seconds. No idea if it was the ping or anything else that caused the problem with the connect there. But another chance for Sonya to redeem herself a bit. 35. Gust is used, buying them some time and some stacks. 35 to 29. Where's that leap when you need it? Whoa! And this time it's a connect, and Leo goes down immediately. 38 to 33. Johanna is dead, but they get at least the objective. The Punisher is taken, but they have to sacrifice 2 of their heroes to make it happen. 2 heroes down, and well, that is now a chance to defend easily, make sure that your fort doesn't fall, but still. Nice play here, getting the kills. Also, I think still worth it for the blue team coming in here and ensuring that at least they're not completely falling apart. It would have been a disaster if they lost the objective as well. Just imagine losing a couple of heroes and then losing the Punisher too. Then it would be a problem. Right now, Falstad flying in, the red team still trying to be aggressive, but both of them on same experience is still manageable. Oh, nice little move here against Nathanatas, trying to get the Poli from Brightwing in time to take him down and prevent him from Swift striking away. Didn't work out for them, but it was a nice aggressive play. Open, of course, up an opportunity in the middle to escort a Khazra camp in and dish out some damage, but still. We have 25,000 damage from Falstad. He's currently top damage in the game. 27,000 for Genji. So the 2 of them that have been dueling the entire time are running the numbers. And Leorki dies again. Death number 3, and it will also seal the fate of the fort. First fort to fall is on the blue team side here in the first game of the final match out of the last chance qualifier. And by now we have actually a significant lead in experience as well for the Europeans. They are more than half a level ahead. So this is definitely starting to make a significant difference for them. 5 kills to 2. How much further? What else? Yeah, already Genji's jumping in. Bless shield, arrow, and Gul'dan is gone. Leap on Malfurion. Can they take him out? Indeed they can. Malf is gone. The gust angle was also pretty sweet. Nearly caused a problem for Johanna. But at the end of the day, the two teams are walking away, exchanging a single kill, with the red team inching further and further towards the level 16 talent advantage. So yeah, they're getting closer and closer to that, looking for that level 16 lead. And of course, in an ideal world, they want to have it when there is a shrine up so that they can fully capitalize on that. I don't think that we're going to get to that point anytime soon, but that's always the big threat, that an objective pops when you are still behind in experience, when you're trailing by an entire talent. So this is what they would love to avoid now. Another little play already made by Falstad towards the top. Again, his global is going to become more and more important as things continue here. And as the map opens up, once they control these side lanes even further, it's going to be big for them. And there's the level 16 talent, but you've already guessed it, the blue team is going to get it in time. Also with level 16, it's again quite obvious that we don't get as many skirmishes and fights that you would normally see on Infernal Shrines. Besides the battles around the objective, we haven't really seen a whole lot. Gul'dan, as a result, has only 21 stacks, which is pretty poor, honestly, when you get Ruinous Affliction on level 16. So, not a fight-heavy game. Not by any means. Shrine is spawning this time down at the bottom of the map. 13 seconds until that's the case. Falstad, uh-oh, someone's in trouble. Brightwing, he's dead. I think they're both dead now. That was a pretty dumb move. That was honestly... Where's Brightwing? Brightwing was able to escape? What? Okay, Brightwing escaping is actually pretty impressive. Lavakal, I did not think he would be able to make that happen. Did Hanzo's arrow not connect with Brightwing? I really thought it did. I thought both of them would die here, but yeah, it was a risky play to try and save Falstad there. Him getting caught is a problem. The timing couldn't have been worse. So the lead and experience and everything might now go to shitter, because this is the chance for the blue team to get the objective. And it's 14 to 18 now. Falstad is back in 6. Should have fly up when he comes back. Actually keeping themselves still in range on this, at least a little bit. Leap, nice. Missing Malfurion though. The Horrify is a follow-up. Not able to get a kill on this. Falstad can fly in. Nice Entomb. The Apocalypse did not connect. Not connect well enough to give them kill. Falstad is now in. Already used the Gust. Arcane Punisher is taken. The Birdie flying back out. And the red team is on the retreat. Yep, things are getting a little bit more difficult for them. Losing Falstad at the top was a problem. The objective, as a result, goes over to the blue team. One Direction is able to take down the bottom fort with ease and make a play here. So, yeah, nice. Pretty neat. But again, with that, we're now looking at Leo at least splitting off from the team. So he's essentially just trying to defend the lane at the top because the catapult could have become a problem. The Punisher gets defeated, but the rotation towards the middle by the blue team that made that defense possible in the first place resulted now in another fort being claimed. So yes, it is indeed the blue team that is now starting to take the lead in the game. Not only when we're talking about, well, basically when we're talking about position on the map. They are taking more of the structures out. That means also that their personal experience gain, their passive experience gain is going to be a bit bigger. So over time they should start to take the lead here, all things being even. Jojo getting killed though, but Brightwing also falls. They're always changing kills, aren't they, lately? Great arrow from Hanzo again. Not great enough to net them another kill, but the Shimada brothers are doing work now. So 18 versus 18, 5 kills to 7. It's like there's something on the line here. And I guess there is. Both teams want to make sure that they are part of the playoffs. This is the last chance. I mean, literally the last chance qualifier. 5 kills, 2-7. Next attack already coming in. Coffee is moving back over here on the left side. Yep, the attack is slowly coming through. Nathanatos, Shredded Wind, Juan Pablo. They're again looking for some camps. Trying to take them as quickly as they can. Brightwing missing means that there's no healer. It gives them a lead, even though it is a 4 versus 4. The sustain that Malfurion provides is just superior. The only 3 heroes that haven't died yet, Diablo, interestingly enough, Sonya, and Hanzo. The only 3 that haven't fallen over the course of the game yet. Everybody's waiting for level 20, is trying to get their storm talents, and the next shrine is going to spawn in the middle of the map, where the red team does not have a fort and doesn't have, therefore, a fountain that they can use. They can break towards the top, but it's definitely a little bit farther away, so it's going to cost them a bit more time, which could make a difference. 29 stacks for Gul'dan, still working on the completion. Still wants to get the full synergy with this level 16 talent. The Horrify that he used earlier also didn't... I mean, it wasn't bad or anything, but in an ideal world, what you want to do is isolate a target too so that you can take him out. They wanted to go for Leap into Horrify, and the angle was just a little bit off to get the ideal outcome. Camps again about to be claimed here. 20 on both sides. No surprises for now. Brightwing with the Fairy Protector. That's something to highlight here at least. And we got Wind Tunnel. Sonya hasn't made a choice yet either. Goes Crater. Yeah, Arrow. Damn. Blessed Shield, Arrow. They're getting all the stuns out. Apoc. Didn't do a lot. Zoned them. What a Crater. 3 of them are in. Hellgate. Crater Hellgate. Sick City. That was sexy as hell. Guys, let's take another look at that. That was awesome. Crater into Hellgate stun. I haven't seen that. Look at this. Diablo coming in after the Crater with the Hellgate stun. And then they're all taken out. Malfurion, Hanzo, and Leoric. Absolutely awesome play right there. That was brilliant. On top of that, you had Gul'dan, who unleashed his ult, of course. I'm not even sure if that was even needed at a moment in time, but that was actually kind of sweet. There's again Crater. Now Genji is dead. 4 heroes down. And the Storm League Enjoyers in good old fashion with one big fight in the end game deciding the game, aren't they? They want to go core, and who's going to stop them? Well, they're trying to go for Falstad. The bird is low, but still alive. Leo's about to fall. The core is losing his shield, but well, they are getting a couple of the heroes back. Wind Tunnel to buy them some time. That seems like it's going to be all she wrote. We got a lead for the Enjoyers in this best of 3 series at the last chance qualifiers. They take down One Direction on Inferno Shrines. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2. The chance for the Enjoyers to make it into the playoffs, into the final round here. We have Dragonshire, ladies and gentlemen, as our second map. Map choice by One Direction, which means that the Enjoyers have first pick and first ban. So, really, really cool finish there. The Crater into the Hellgate from Diablo was awesome. Horrify dropped on top of that, all of the damage of course as well, but just like that combo alone, creating that small space and then getting the stun with Diablo's level 20 active was amazing. Absolutely love it. Hogga gets banned, Lucio does too, so this could potentially be the last map of the series, and we'll see how the teams react here. What is One Direction now going to do in order to win this 1-4 game number 3? Because if they lose here, they are out of the tournament. For the Enjoyers, the adventure would continue. Blaze first pick, with Hogga and Dehaka both banned out, would definitely be a great option. And it's kind of what they're being forced into here. Or do they prioritize another first pick over their side lane? And indeed they do, they go for Brightwing again. But I assume that means that we're now going to get Blaze on the blue team side. Diablo and Falstad. So apparently not really fighting for the side laners after all, even after they banned Dehaka and Hogga. So Falstad in the house, Diablo as the main tank, this time on their end. Yeah, their track record against Diablo is pretty bad, honestly. They lost now how many games against Diablo in a row? At least 3 in a row. Seems like Dibbles is a big problem for them. So now they just said, hey, if you can't beat it, just pick it. So they pick Diablo. We get Blaze, we get Muradin. They didn't prioritize Blaze as their first pick, but they're still able to claim it. So now we have a Stormbolt stun with the Jet Propulsion as a follow-up, and Blaze at the top lane dealing with whoever is going to be picked by the blue team. Technically now we could also see the Enjoyers ban another side laner out. So they could just come in here and just say, you know what? After you already banned Dehaka and Hogga, we have Blaze, we ban a side laner, and we're making the life of Richo in this case a bit easier. There's the Chromie ban. Yes, Alvaros. He didn't go for Chromie on the last map. He went for Gul'dan for the extra wave clear. But yeah, now Chromie actually gets banned. Especially with all of those stuns and the CC that gets taken by the red team. They just decided, you know what guys, not something that we need. let's just ensure that we're going to ban out Chromie with the burst damage so that they can just not easily follow up on that. Yeah. Okay, Leo gets banned. They ban a side laner. I've been talking about this a bit as a potential play on their end. And, well, let's go, boys. What's the double pick? What's the side laner? That's what interests me the most. Still got enough, but not a lot that we haven't seen yet. Is it going to be a Urel pick to combo off with Diablo? Yep, Urel is in. Rega! He's fighting to the last breath again. Falstad, of course, a bit alone here, and we are looking for damage. So, what is the damage for the Enjoyers? Or here on Dragonshire. They don't have a global yet. Well, they have got Brightwing. Brightwing doesn't really... The reason why Brightwing, for me personally, at least my head doesn't really count as a proper global is simply because he doesn't... Brightwing doesn't have the same wave clear like Falstad and Dehaka. It makes it much harder to have Brightwing at the side lane and control the side lane. Take the minion waves out. Sergeant Hammer! It's Hammer time! Zeratul and Hammer. Okay. Things just got spicy. They play Zeratul. Even with the ping disadvantage playing from Europe cross server, and we get Sergeant Hammer. That definitely changed things a little bit, and Juan Pablo can try and react to it. He's the final pick for the blue team, but that definitely changed the equation here. So, Hammer, the only range damage dealer, and then you got a lot of stuns. Here comes Hanzo. Boys, the stage is set. Stage is set. Dragonshire, map number 2. Let's go. Game number 2, One Direction against the Enjoyers. On the left side, Juan Pablo on Hanzo. We have Shredded Wind on Rega, Nathanatos on Falstad, Coffee on Urel, and Red is playing Diablo. As on the right side of the map, we have the Enjoyers with Richu on Blaze, Arian on Zeratul, Itrax is playing Muradin. We got Alvaros on Sergeant Hammer, and Lavakal on Brightwing. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is a cleave build for Zeratul. We're going to cleave it out, making things also a bit easier for the player here, with the advanced artillery as the level 1 choice for the Sergeant. It's party time. We can get those auto attacks. I mean, until level 7, obviously, there's not going to be a lot of mobility on Alvarez's hero. So once that you have Hover Siege mode, things are going to become a lot easier for you. But up to that point, they have to be a little bit more cautious with him. Can still, of course, try him in Siege mode as they do right here to force Diablo back in this case. Good damage also against Urel. Zone control was always fantastic with that hero. The bigger question is, how exactly will the blue team try to go up against him now? And already we have these rotations going on. Zeratul will help out at the top lane every now and then we can move in. And he's also the one that will likely start to make his plays for Falstad. Cleave build or no cleave build, doesn't really matter here. Falstad is going to be a juicy target for Zeratul. Of course, with him going for cleave build, it also means that he can help with wave clear very quickly and try and help them to control those lanes a little bit further, which is what's already happening to an extent here in the middle. Now, down at the bottom, yep, Diablo still doing his thing quite nicely. Nathanatos, of course, also with the Siege Giants that it just got, has now a chance to help the team to push that towards the wall. But we have it also actually a little bit late here. Yeah, they have Sergeant on the other side. Muradin, though, jumps out. Brightwing with the assist, but the Siege Giants are going to be stolen away, aren't they? Now, to be fair, there's a camp that hasn't been taken by the blue team either, whereas the red team already has the Bruiser camp up at the top. Falstad is now flying in and needs to do that, but there's still some damage on that wall, so this one is getting opened up a bit. Zeratul is also sitting at the side, so if ever Falstad moves out, it could end up with him getting a cleave or two. Down at the bottom, all about the control right now. Muradin has to jump out again. They need to deal with the Siege Giants, and they have at least defeated one set. Level 4 gives us Siege Tactics for Sergeant Hammer. So, combos are slowly coming together here, but level 7 is still the most important talent for Sergeant Hammer for now. So, this is something that they need to get so that they can actually control this a bit further. Top sides, Coffee on Urel is already sitting tight, yeah. This is the beauty when you have someone like Urel, you can at least traverse the between lane and objective very quickly. It's an advantage that Urel has currently over Blaze. Now, while Blaze is an absolutely fantastic side laner, this is something that he just doesn't have. So Urel is pretty good in that situation to keep the control of that shrine and allow the blue team to either apply pressure or at least make sure that they are not running into a situation where they have to defend the middle and as the red team holds both of the shrines. But Sergeant Hammer's already sieged up and done damage down at the bottom of the map. Level 7 isn't even ready yet, and they're already getting good value. Muradin, he's been in so many dicey situations already where he barely was able to escape just with a quick jump. Etrex is really cutting it close sometimes, but as long as he doesn't fall, it's totally fine. So, yeah, he's still able to survive through all of it. Now down at the bottom of the map, they want to make sure that they're getting that shrine back. Diablo gets interrupted once. Blaze is at the top. I think he's too late. Ah, the interrupt from Zeratul. Big play from Arion. Big play. I think that would have been a Dragon Knight for Juan direction. So the Stormlink Enjoyers, they deny that for now. Level 7 talents are now available. That gives us Skullcracker, and we got Hover Siege mode for Sergeant Hammer. So this is where things are starting to become a bit more interesting. And Richu pausing the game. Yeah, ping issues at this point would be a bit problematic. I believe in one of the qualifiers that they participated in, they had some trouble with that. So yeah, I hope that it's not a big deal. It seems like nobody actually disconnected, but sometimes we still have the problem where one of the players has issues with ping and they just need to wait it out a little bit, so time will tell what exactly the problem is. I want to highlight real quickly before we continue that we actually have 0 kills so far in this game, so not a single kill has happened, and let's hope that whatever the problem is for the red team is easily fixable, and then we'll continue and see which team is actually going to pick up first blood here. Alright, so it seems like the problem was that the ping for all the players increased significantly. The Europeans had 400 to 450 ping, and even the blue team was affected by it. Lasted maybe a minute or two, and then it went back to normal. So the fights continue here, but yep, that apparently was a Battle.net thing, and not even affecting just one player, but both teams equally. So, kind of bonkers. Bit of a fight down at the bottom of the map. They had to tap the fountain here on the blue team side. And Diablo, hello? Vision? How is he still alive? How is he still alive? How did he not get killed here? Brightwing is also alive. Falls that falls, and I have absolutely no idea how Diablo survived through this. It really looked the entire time like the only thing that was needed in order to kill him was one more auto attack by Sergeant Hammer. But they're not able to get the kill. And instead what happens is Falstad, who flew in and wanted to assist, he gets murdered. I mean, I guess they got one kill either way, but still. That was also first blood, so the first one to fall is the birdie. Falstad got dropped, and now Sergeant Hammer at the bottom is getting value. Zeratul wants the channel, and he gets it. He gets the Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight for the red team. Big pressure at the bottom. Now they can start to siege up on 2 lanes, which is of course massive for them. They can siege with Sergeant Hammer. They can also just go with the Dragon Knight towards the other lane, and that's exactly what they do. They went to the top side, so the exact opposite. And this one is pretty big now from a perspective of doing damage here. The wall destroyed. Yeah, this is likely gonna fall. I mean, Falstad is now coming in. Maybe they can save it, but it's going to be close considering that it's already down to 50%. And the Dragon Knight just working around his cooldown is already going to do a lot here. Level 10 is of course going to make things worse now. So yeah, they got level 10. Heroic abilities are going to be chosen here. Might of the Nerazim is ready. The fort is in play still. The question is just simply for how much longer, because it's not looking good. So by now we have both of them on level 10. It gives us Apocalypse with Dragon's Arrow. So he could go Arrow into Apocalypse. Big stun against Falstad. They want nothing else. They can't. Arrow comes through. Apocalypse follow up. And Brightwing is mushed. Brightwing is down. It tracks. No way. Okay. Thank you. Muradin dies. For a moment I was like, there is just no chance that he's going to make it out. So 2 heroes fall, but so does the fort. Still even experience between the 2 teams. And Sergeant Hammer is still controlling the bottom of the map as best as possible. But yeah, it's an interesting game now, once again. I like the 2 teams. I mean, the 2 teams are really playing an interesting series. They've been basically on eye level for a long time here already, and game number 1 also showed it. But now we have that battle for Game 3 or for the position in the playoffs. And everybody is just fighting as best as they can. I mean, really, everybody is just bringing the pain, making the moves right now, trying to get a quick kill, trying to get a structure destroyed. So, yeah, lots of stuff happening here. Lots of real good moves being made by the two of them. And in the meantime, with the cam taken down at the bottom of the map, they are, of course, also hoping to now break through that wall. So trying to draw at least a little bit even on this. And things are coming through. So, another quick attack here. Red needs to be careful too. Big, yep, the BFG. Trying to get the Storm Bolt. There it is! But the Ancestral keeps Diablo alive, at least for a bit longer. There's still a few slows that he had to contest with. But yeah, so far, so good. And Diablo still dies. It looked good for a long time for him, but he still gets murdered. Diablo is dead. Bad news for him. And of course now we have again the control at the bottom shrine. They could go for the control at the top too, and if they do that, then maybe even another Dragonite is in the cards. But these combos that they're playing, not a bad attempt here. This time it doesn't work out for them, but you really gotta appreciate the way that they're lining them up, and they are not afraid to make those engages happen. The problem is that now Diablo dies again, and this time he doesn't have his stacks anymore. So Diablo is going down. That's bad news. That's 3 kills to 2, 13 to 13. Yeah. They're struggling. 13 to 13 is fine, but if you look at the fights and the way that they're shaping up, the blue team is starting to have a problem. And it results in them likely soon going to lose another fort. The one at the top is already gone, which makes it hard for them to control the top lane shrine. Now at the bottom, go for Rhaegar, and he gets out with 100 hit points, but it showcases the same problem again. They're running into a wall here. Rhaegar is being threatened, Falstad is being threatened, so is Hanzo. Zeratul is making this very difficult for the blue team, and then you have Sergeant Hammer to deal with too, which doesn't make things any easier. So now it's 3 kills to 2. We have level 13 to level 14, but the structures that they're losing, the ground that they're losing, the map control that they're losing because of that, that's the big deal. Because now pushing into any of the lanes to try and get a shrine is a lot harder for the blue team. Their opponents have fountains, their opponents have points where they can retreat to with those forts, and the pressure is now here in the middle of the map. Diablo again eating the Storm Bolt, and there's the follow-up with one attack after another from Alvaros. Urel is at the bottom, but already too late. The Dragonite channel has been successfully pushed through. Brightwing grabs it. Not the ideal hero to take it, but again, they just have to be a bit careful since they don't have any heals, but they can still take that fort in the middle with ease. Sergeant Hammer is safe in the back. Dragonite can always go for a punt and does literally killing Urel to death more or less. Didn't have the ult ready, and the entire map is falling apart for One Direction. They are really having a tough time. It's not a kill-heavy game. We're 10 minutes in and we only have 7 kills so far. But they're losing too much ground. And now the focus is, of course, at the bottom of the map, as so often. The idea being, hey, just take that out. Make sure that you're opening the lane. You always want to open the lane up where the most mercenary camps travel through, so that you can set up big pushes later. And the bot lane has 2 siege giant camps that move through it, and the bruiser camp. So as a rule of thumb, that's always what we're getting in Heroes of the Storm, and this is why they're focusing on the bot lane, or one of the reasons why they do that. Level 16 talents are available. It also gives us a synergy with the Void Slash on Zeratul's side with his level 1. And even more important, we have 4 Sergeant Hammer Giant Killer. Have fun, Diablo and Urel. Yeah, those two are not going to have a good time. They already were struggling a lot, but it's not going to get any easier anytime soon. 43,000 damage from Sergeant Hammer. Hanzo's at 41,000, so he's pretty much up there. But we also have now, on the damage numbers, 25,000 for Zeratul. Always trying to add a little bit more here. And again, Diablo is going to suffer way more. You can already see his hit point pool just go down whenever Sergeant Hammer has a chance to make these plays. Arrow missing, BFG actually connects a stun. That might be a problem for... Nope, it's not a problem for Sergeant Hammer. I'm just kidding. The gust is still happening. They want that fight. I'm not sure if they should. It's a 16 versus 16 battle. Can they get the kill on Zeratul? Bunker's already on the ground. Ancestral hitting Rhaegar, but the fight continues. They're trying to go for Falstad as Muradin jumps in deep, but no Stormbolt. Maybe no Diablo, and he dies. Diablo is dead, didn't have the souls. He is gone, and they are again on the chase, making the play for the bottom keep right now. Juan Direction is doing everything they can. They also still have a big push at the top happening thanks to the camp that they claimed earlier. But even if they take that fort, it would be a keep for fort, always assuming that things work out for the enjoyers at the bottom of the map. They are falling farther and farther behind. The gap is widening. It's an entire level that they're now in the lead. The red team falls back. They don't want to deal with this, but up at the top, the fort is also still making it. Camp is already gone, the minions are still doing some damage, but Blaze is on his way, and down at the bottom they're trying to go for another mercenary camp as the objective gets announced once again. So big opportunities here. This on the other hand, yep, Alvaros has to retreat and the camp is going to get stolen. Arrow is a bit too late though, not perfectly timed, so yeah, while the camp gets stolen away, the cooldown also was wasted. But to be absolutely honest, they have to make some risky plays, right? They gotta do something. They can't just simply sit tight and play this safe. I mean, at this point, you have to make a couple of aggressive moves, or you're just not gonna have a chance here. You gotta take a risk every now and then. Zeratul is taking a camp, Blaze is pushing the top lane, as the rest is making a play at the bottom, going for the fort here, at least trying to. But they're not getting any ground, and with Zeratul, sorry, with Blaze escorting the top lane out, it means that the catapult is doing some damage. Now they're going into the 5 versus 5 fight, and I'm not sure if they can actually win this one. The attack is there, Gust is out, Apocalypse, well, at least a bit of a connect, but what else? I mean, again, they need a win, they need some kills, they need something. They're getting anything. There's a camp at the top that is pushing for the keep again, and down here at the bottom we are seeing Hanzo in trouble. Zeratul dies first, no counter kill. Go again for Urel. They're still not giving up on this because the blue team is rather low in hit points, but Muradin barely jumping out. There's also the bunker on the ground. They're retreating. More time for the top lane to do pressure, but of course the blue team, they want another kill and they're getting it. Right wing is gone. And maybe they overdid it just slightly. Then again, here in the middle, attack against the keep. The catapult connects with it. And at the top, the wall is about to be destroyed. Fawcett is now flying in and attempting to shut that down as quickly as he can. Won't be able to prevent another tower from falling. Oh, maybe. That tower is... Actually, he saves the tower. Good. But small damage done to the keep in the middle. So the pressure is still there. Diablo is trying at the top to get the shrine so that they can get a Dragon Knight. And they might still be able to get it, but they are also losing Urel. Urel is gone. They can't get a break, can they? I mean, they really can't. Every time you think, okay, this might be their ticket back into the game, not even in this series, in all of the series that they played so far, they are falling apart a second later. Now we have the Ultra Capacitors, we have the Twilight Falls upgrade for Zeratul as level 20 is available. And, yeah. The Storm League Enjoyers, they're still looking strong here. They haven't lost a fort yet. They have not lost a fort this game yet. So here comes the APOC once more. Doesn't connect. Arrow APOC is a combo that they've been trying to use time and time again. At times they got the connection, but more often than not it just failed them. And yep, Gust is being used. Zeratul is now traversing over, and Zeratul could get the Dragon Knight now. And he realizes it too. So we get another DK. Arian is going to get the Dragon Knight. The channel happens mega quickly, just as the shrine at the bottom is taken. And this allows them now, with the DK, to march down to the bottom of the map. And, well, spoiler alert, that keep won't make it. That keep is not gonna make it. Even with the level 20 ready for the defense on the blue team side, when you have Sergeant Hammer and you have a Dragon Knight at the 16-minute mark, that keep just doesn't stand a chance. So the keep is going to get attacked here. 4 kills to 7, as I already said. And then what are they going to do? Are they trying to move towards the middle and take another one out? Are they trying to nibble at the core? Push Sergeant Hammer forward? Gust isn't ready yet. Wind Tunnel in 10 seconds. I mean, they don't know that, but still. There's a catapult, by the way, aiming for the mid lane keep once again. Fight at the bottom. Yeah, I'm not going there. Catapult has already connected. More damage done. And they are running out of space. The blue team is really running out of space and time. This would be the last map if they lose. They have to win this one. Zeratul is able to get out as Diablo starts chasing him. We got 96,000 damage for Sergeant Hammer. Nearly 100k now for the Sergeant. In contrast, Hanzo is sitting at 81k. 81,000 for him. But yeah. I mean, One Direction, they didn't tell anybody which direction they want to go. 4 deaths on Diablo. And again, another camp claimed at the bottom. And you can see that the blue team is a bit pinned down already. And this is with only 1 keep gone. They need to at least take some forts down soon, or the catapult pressure that they're going to experience on these lanes will eventually be too much. They are looking for fights, trying to find one here. Atrax jumping out. No hesitation on this. Immediately jumping out. They got time. They are in the driver's seat. They can wait for the objective to spawn. They can just roam the map, get a camp after a camp, apply additional pressure on the lanes, and play it slow. As long as they don't lose a hero by getting ganked by somebody being fully out of position, they are going to be in a decent spot still. Zeratul deals with the top lane, pushes that out. The rest of the team has moved over to the Bruiser camp to grab that. So Tear taking it to push for the top lane again. And the next shrine is activating in a couple of seconds. So we're once again talking about the objective here and about opportunities for both teams. Dragonite would hit roughly at the 20-minute mark. Starts to hit a lot harder there. So, yeah. At the bottom, already set up. Again, playing with vision, obviously. Keeping a few of the heroes away. Making sure that they're not diving in too deep here. It's all about not giving your opponent an opportunity that they don't need to. And Zeratul again. Zeratul also has to be careful. They're already waiting here. Just sniffing this out. It's a bit of a bait too. They're just showing Falstad. They're trying to bait Zeratul here. Falstad is sitting there and is like, well, what you got? Urel is in the middle and is allowing them to deny a Dragonite for now. So Red has moved towards the top and immediately reclaimed the shrine so that they're not losing the objective here. Then again, Urel had to pop her ult because Zeratul was getting dangerously close to eliminating her. So that's a big cooldown that just got burned. That's a cooldown that might actually play a big role and maybe even lose them the game. 2-minute cooldown is rough. It's very rough. Stormbolt connect. Ready? Yep, Alvaros again, Sergeant Hammer getting the big numbers in. Still happening here. Big hit. Oh, what an Ancestral. That timing was gold. Nice, but they still lose Diablo. He had a soul stack, so he will be back, but losing him is still a problem. Now he's going to be a weak kitten in comparison. Definitely a lot easier to kill here. The only souls that he still claims are the souls of all of the Blizzard executives that cancelled Heroes in HGC. And rightfully so. Those people are way too evil, so they're never letting go. Maybe now Sergeant Hammer is gone. Nice! They get the kill. That was the important one. Sergeant Hammer is gone. By the way, so is the shield in a second. Falstad trying to take it. The core takes some damage, but not a whole lot. 94%. But still, sweet move being made here. So, now, 8 kills to 5. Finally got Sergeant Hammer out of the picture. Is that the opportunity back then? Oh, that's done! Diablo, careful, my... No, he gets killed! Arian, you beast! Moving in with Zeratul to finish Diablo off. And now they're chasing again. Wind Tunnel has to be used. They are going for coffee again. Urel is low. They really want her. Their Space Goat is on the menu today. Zeratul is looking for his chance. The birdie is in trouble too. He's low and somehow saved. Rhaegar is working overtime, but they can go for the Dragonite now, and they grab it. I have no idea how Rhaegar was able to keep them in play. Rhaegar saved so many of their heroes in that last fight. It is ridiculous. That Urel didn't fall, that Falstad didn't get plucked. That was incredible. So Rhaegar with good moves, but the Dragonite has still been taken. Can they go for core here? That's the question. Because again, they are missing Sergeant Hammer. The Sergeant is coming back though. Hammer on her way, but so is Diablo. And the Dragonite gets shredded pretty quickly here. 20 minutes in, so yep, weren't able to do a whole lot. The stun against Blaze gets the bunk out, and that was pretty, unimpactful. Diablo of the Apocalypse, they won Blaze, and he's dead. All in all, a pretty sad affair, if you ask me. Way too greedy, way too rushed. They had time, and now they're losing ground here. Now, to be fair to them, there's catapults on the core still, there's catapults in the middle, there's catapults at the top, and all of those keeps are falling. So either the blue team ends the game now, or they're going to be ended. And I don't think they can end the game. Again, they still have to go through forwards. They're losing way too much here. I mean, look at this. Top side keep. Is this going to fall at least? That catapult, 2-3 more shots, and it's all over. Zeratul wants Falstad and gets it. That's all the keeps gone. All the keeps are gone. They cannot end the game either. Even if they had enough, if even that gray main, anybody that can really go for the structures, the blue team wouldn't be able to go through the bot lane fort and the keep. They take the fort out, but they're losing their keep at the top. And if Zeratul wants it, he can also go for the main. Well, yeah, okay, with them retreating, he can't. But that still is way too much that they just lost here. Way too much. Whoa. It's tough. Really tough times. Great for the enjoyers. 115,000 damage. By the way, Hanzo is top damage in the game now. Hanzo is top damage in the game. Has overtaken Sergeant Hammer. Because Hammer died in the last fight and Hanzo has not died even once. So he was able to participate in every single team fight that we had so far. So great for him. But all the way up at the top. Coffee is sitting tight over here. Yep. Blue team, of course, now has to defend 2 lanes that don't have keeps anymore. Worse, at the top, they haven't even taken the opponent's fort out yet, so there's even more catapult pressure. Another objective is up, and therefore another opportunity to get a Dragon Knight. Now we're 24 minutes into the game nearly. Falstad in the middle. Zeratul wants him. Wants that keep too. Yep, there's the attack. Brightwing, a little bit too late. And now they might be in trouble. Mirrodin, nope, he gets a Stormbolt. Just as Diablo tried to pin him down here. So the retreat is covered and they're fine. But at the top, good push. Thanks to that fort, thanks to that mercenary camp. And they're now getting the fort. So they're really doing what they can. 6 deaths on Diablo. The front line is suffering against Sergeant Hammer. That was clear from the beginning. That wasn't really a shock. But now we have 10 kills to 8. We're on level 24 already for the red team. Zeratul is moving to the top side. The problem is, of course, that with all of these lanes just pushing, you eventually will lose control over the middle of the map again. And that's when the Dragon Knight becomes a real threat. They need kills. They need a team fight. They need to force it. There's the arrow. Nice. Nice dodge also. Use siege tactics here with decent timing. And now Zeratul comes back. There's still a camp at the bottom of the map, so catapults could potentially end up at the core once again. That's exactly what the blue team needs to avoid from happening. But the fight in the middle is on. So, yep, right over here. Mirrodin jumping out again. Gust, Wind Tunnel into the corner. Apocalypse! Big! And the bunker! But big damage against the blue team. And Urel is down. Didn't even use her ult. Diablo is dead too. It is the end. It has to be. Diablo dies. Urel didn't use her ult either. Now they're jumping after Falstad. Good juke, but I think he's gonna fall anyways. Yep, that's that. Falstad is gone. 3 heroes eliminated. Diablo is back without his soul stacks, but this is gonna be it. Blaze is going for the Dragon Knight. The rest of the team is already pushing in the middle, aiming to take the keep out, I suppose. So no matter what happens, even if they're not able to end the game here, they would still have a mad advantage over the other team. But the Dragon Knight has now been claimed in the middle. And here comes the move to end the game and to qualify for the playoffs. The last chance qualifier is about to come to an end. The blue team, Juan direction, with a great showing throughout the qualifiers, but they're just barely not able to make it. Rhaegar is down, and this is a 2-0 victory. The series is over. The enjoyers qualify, and Juan direction is eliminated from the Hanzo Genji Cup 2024.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.